Hi, hello there, lovely people. This is me, Ashley, here, sending my love to you from whatever reality I'm in today, to whatever reality you happen to find yourself in. I'm joined again today by my grandson, Rylan, who is Mandela affected. Um, yeah, we wanted to come on and give you some updates about what's been going on with us since our last link. I mean, unfortunately, we kept losing you because it was
Bad
so bad the connection. In fact, before we go any further, can you take this off so we can see what people are actually saying when they join us, please?
Comments.
Right, comments. Thank you. It's as simple as pressing a button saying comments. Thank God you're here. Right, well, last time we got cut off when Rylan was really speaking, so I want to start. Shall we start with Baloo?
Baloo.
Bra.
Oh.
Do you think? Yeah.
Yeah,
Shall we start
definitely,
with that?
Yeah. Start with
Yeah,
that.
let's start with the bra.
First
Right.
day of the morning. Well,
Yeah.
first thing in the morning.
First thing in the morning. Our first thing in the morning. We sat having a cup of coffee together, and Ryland's singing Under the Sea,
Under the Sea.
Disney song. So it's my favourite. So hi Vicky, hi Dean, hi Loyalty Makes Your Family, hi Lisa, hi. So I put it on this my phone. I put it on and Under the Sea. So it's like Under the Sea, and it cheers you up. So I'm like dancing away in my chair to that. So yeah. I finished that and I thought, right, I'm going to put the Jungle Book on.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it on. I'm going to see. Now, I already knew that Baloo doesn't have the important bit anymore. I'm aware. Yeah, I'm aware he didn't, but I hadn't actually seen it myself, and I was hoping, really hoping that it wouldn't be changed for me. Anyway, singing away to it, and Baloo burst through the door, and I just went, no!
Started crying. And
started crying, turned it off, and what?
Ryan, he doesn't have his bra anymore.
Rylan said, Gran, what's the matter? And I just went, he hasn't got his bra on. Now, I'm in floods of tears. He hasn't got his bra on. But then the lunacy of saying that actual sentence to my grandson, what's the matter, Gran? He hasn't got his bra on. Was just too much. So then we were like curled over. We were just absolutely curled over, laughing so hard at the situation about a bear wearing a bra.
Yeah.
Now Ryland doesn't actually remember it one way or another, but obviously I very much do, and I was horrified, and I was actually ended up crying and laughing like a delirious woman, in happiness, in finding it funny, and also in that's not he hasn't like I was wanted to stop laughing and going, but Ryland, he hasn't got his bra on. He hasn't got his bra on.
Curious George without a tail. I found that out last night.
Yeah, it was last night, wasn't it?
I used to watch it as a kid, and it was one of my main programs as like a 3 to 4 year old. And Curious George doesn't have a tail anymore, which is weird because monkeys are supposed to have tails. Anyway,
have you seen what Lisa Nail has put? The coconuts have moved from his boobs to his lips. You're right. You're absolutely right, Lisa. Yeah. Well, you've also had quite a lot of in the face changes yourself, haven't you?
Broadway having that weird line in front of it, and Barclays, not Barclays. What's it called? Lloyd's Bank.
I mean, you were on fire yesterday, weren't you? I mean,
for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, Ryan was on fire. He was. I mean, he's not in. He's in my town where I'm living. We're not in our hometown. He has come. The last time you were here was February.
Yeah.
And we went to Morrison's yesterday, and as we're walking out, he's like,
found a massive tower. Well, chimney.
That? There was this massive Victorian-looking stacked chimney in the distance. And I said, no, that never used to be there. So instantly, Rylan was only just got here, and he's seen changes.
Yeah, which is a bit weird because I don't even live here.
No, but there they are in your face. You can see the change, and I went, yeah, that didn't used to be there. And you are, well, that has to be right then, because even you don't think it used to be there. So, and then we had a disagreement over Pikachu, didn't we?
Yeah, Pikachu.
Yeah,
Pikachu.
Pikachu. Yeah, because for me, in my reality, he had the black tail.
Yeah,
No, not for you.
tail.
No black tail for Rylan. But then we went into town yesterday, didn't we, as well? And this,
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, he was actually on fire yesterday, and
The main one was Broadway, really. Broadway was kind of
it's
it has
shopping
that
centre called
yeah
Broadway.
in Bradford. It
Yeah.
has that weird. You get a sign and it's like on the glass, and now it's got that line.
Yeah,
It has lines between the words,
Yeah,
and it wasn't there
it's
before.
like metal holding all the letters
Yeah.
together, isn't it?
And it
Yeah,
looks
so
kind of
that
weird.
yeah, that was different.
Mm.
And you said about the Lloyd's Bank.
Yeah, the logo looks cartoonish, and it has like it now has a green sort of theme to it, and that wasn't there before. And I'm pretty
No,
sure
that's it. It's
there.
all green on the outside, and on the Lloyd's Bank logo used to have a really majestic rearing horse, and now it looks like some sort of weird cartoon character,
which is
very odd, very strange, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, what else? There was a few more, wasn't there?
Yeah.
There was that much going on yesterday. You were spotting that many different things. There was one where I noticed where you can now follow an underground river.
Yeah. No, that one was weird because that wasn't there before. That sign wasn't there before.
No, it definitely wasn't. Although it obviously, as usual, shows signs of age. You know. So there's been like yesterday. We were full of seeing different things, right? And we hope to go and investigate the tower. It's just been a bit. The weather's been absolutely crap today, so we haven't been out, but we will go and investigate that and make a video at the very least of what we find. But then today's been a bit of a mixed bag, hasn't it? Really, because it started off with us laughing about the bra incident. Laughing about. No, but I still can't get my head around it, Ryan, to be fair.
Started laughing to tears right at the end.
Yeah, it was just unbelievable.
Too much.
And then, obviously, we talk about it. Hello, dearest Dawn, hello. Oh, period, hi, honey, hi. Yeah, it's about a week. In fact, it's just over a week, because this time last week was when I disappeared and went on my walk.
Yeah,
and everybody worried about me. So it's been just over a week since Rylan has known about the Mandela effect and has known he is affected. And obviously, you guys already know what that's like, waking up every morning with it still being a thing, with it still being real. So you've had a bit of a roller coaster today, haven't you?
Sobbing.
You had a bit of a cry earlier on, and we've all been there. There's absolutely nothing to be ashamed of with that one, love.
No.
So. But it was the reality of the non-reality, wasn't it? It's like, it's scary. It's scary. So, yeah. But the thing is, that, like I said to you, at least we have each other.
Yeah.
And you were already, I mean, these things were changing anyway. And you would definitely have noticed the Monopoly Man the next time you saw it.
Yeah.
Because that still freaks you out, doesn't it? The Monopoly guy. Tell them why.
Doesn't have a monocle.
Yep, doesn't have a monocle.
At all.
No monocle.
And I used to play it as a kid, and it used to have his cane and his hat and his monocle, like, oh, sorry, can't see, but like that kind of thing. All up in your grill.
Yeah, all kind of thing. Grill. Yeah, and now, no monocle. No, and it really, and that really has kept getting to you, hasn't it?
Yeah, quite
over the few days. But we know what it's like. You can't. It comes back to you. It doesn't go away. It comes back to you all the time. So yeah, I think it all got a bit overloaded, as we all do, because it's the not knowing, isn't it? It's the not knowing what it's about. It's not knowing what's going to happen. That's the thing, isn't it? It's the what comes next. What does it all mean? So I've really been explaining that, for me anyway, and I'm sure you guys are going to say something similar. I mean, obviously, anybody that has watched me go through this, you know that I get frightened of what comes next, what it all means. But we are being upgraded. You know, we're being moved into different realities. Our consciousness is being moved into different bodies. I mean, Rylan and I now realise that we're still grandmother and grandson, we're still the same people inside. But that Rylan doesn't come from the same reality as me, because Rylan, you come from a
Hang on, the paradox oxide. If I said that right, Frosty
paradox in oxide.
Yeah,
Frosty never had a scarf. Frosty the snowman, I think you mean
Yeah.
there, do you, pirate? I think you must do. Hazel Fiver, brilliant channel. I'm going to show you. I've been showing Rylan different people and different channels. Hazel, you're awesome. You know that. Hazel and I, we kind of sync with each other. He will post something, and I will either been thinking about that thing, or that kind of thing happens, and this is how we learn, because we talk to each other.
You learn from each other,
Yeah,
building block. Basically.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Exactly it. That's why I was telling Ryan that we need to talk to each other. We need these things. We need to be connected, because otherwise we'd lose it entirely. So that's why I wanted to introduce Rylan and have him be able to meet you guys and realise that there's lots of us all going through the same thing, and how important we are to each other. Hi, Jeffrey. Hi. Thank you for joining. Appreciate it. Hello, Faith, Hope, Love. Hello. Thank you, everybody, for coming. I really appreciate you being here. So, yeah, I think, like I've said to you, Rylan, I think that Rylan is becoming affected now because of hitting puberty, because we've been through things where I've seen changes a number of times. Rylan's been involved in it, and he's never really noticed. But recently, a lot's been changing. One of the things I wanted to talk about is your game.
Oh yeah, it's Spider-Man PS4. It sounds babyish, but it's not. There was this one part. It sounds pretty brutal now, but there was this one part where this girl was walking forward, and there was a guy behind her with a gun, and just bashed her on the head if you don't walk forward, which sounds absolutely brutal, I know. But now that isn't there. It's pushing her and saying move, and I haven't had an update since 2009. I haven't updated that game since.
And you played it about 7 or 8 times, wouldn't you say, something like that?
Yeah, 7. Exactly.
So yeah, so he knows his game. He knows what his game's like. And I actually spoke to my husband originally, his grandfather, originally told me to tell him about the Mandela effect, because my husband couldn't talk to me about it at all, and he suggested that I speak to Rylan about it, and I said I can't. He's too young. Anyway, as he is a bit different, and he was already talking to me about reality and consciousness, I decided to say, well, I think realities are blending.
And the Matrix theory and stuff like that.
And showed you the hope of prophecy.
Yeah, that was.
But I mean, obviously, the thing is that it's every day, it's still real.
Yeah.
And the difference between, like I said to you before, the difference between you and me is that I'm just further along the line of knowing than you are. And when we discuss the fact that, like, we're being upgraded for a reason. I don't believe that we're being upgraded so that at the end of it all, something absolutely terrible is going to happen to us. I think we're being upgraded because we're supposed to last. You don't spend all this time upgrading a consciousness into a meat suit to have the meat suit destroyed. And also, when this body's gone, we aren't going to go, and we know that because we can't travel through reality still being ourselves.
Well,
without.
It's already been 13 minutes already.
Yes, it's mad, isn't it, how quick it goes? Yeah, it used to be, you were quite worried, weren't you, about coming on, but really it's, you're talking to people that want to hear your experiences, and they're here for you, and we're here for each other. I mean, and that's it. I need these guys. Without them, I'm absolutely. Voynich, that's my man. Super Voynich is absolutely brilliant. He said what super granny has. No, what an amazing, awoke grandson I've got, Voynich. You wouldn't believe it. Politically, everything, but obviously you can't really handle. He can handle world stuff quite well.
I can handle the government spying on me and back doors and stuff, but I can't handle
reality change.
It's
a bit different.
Yeah,
but at least, I mean, like I said, if if I hadn't have told him last week about the Mandela effect, he'd have walked out of Morrison's and still seen that tower that wasn't there the last time he was. You know what I mean? So I it's you'd love a nan like me, enchant, that's because you don't know me. I feel so sorry for this boy. I do. We have the weirdest conversations, and sometimes I'm glad that the video isn't on. Put it that way. So, and then that's oh, Captain Rankin, are you in? Hello, hello. Yeah. So, yeah. Obviously, for the time being, Ryland's going to have to come on with me because, as a child, he can't have his own channel. But
Not
he's Mandela,
legally, anyway.
but he's Mandela affected, so he needs to be part of our community. And like I said, at least now, when you see changes happen, because if you see the amount of changes that you've seen in the town you visited 4 times, when your own hometown's going to start leaping out at you. And at least you've got me to talk to, and you know what it is. That's for me. I feel happier about the fact that at least you're not going to go through what me and many of these guys did, which is spend ages losing our minds on our own. You know, we have each other to talk to now, but we were all very alone. And let's face it, guys, we still do feel alone sometimes, don't we? Yeah. See, look what Captain Rankin's saying. That's amazing that he can see. Yeah, and it is. And it is, and that's what I was basically saying to him earlier. That in a way, it's a massive gift. And some days I feel like it's a gift, and other days I feel like it's a curse. So, but it's in a lot of ways. Why are we being, why would we be being upgraded?
To just be destroyed afterwards.
To just be destroyed afterwards, yeah. And as Brian Staveley says, and I've shown him Brian as well, as Brian Staveley says, everybody's affected, whether they know it or not, or whether they believe it or not. And one day I believe that everybody will be able to see and won't be able to deny. So, at least, I mean, it's really quite mad because I think the first few days you were dead casual about it, weren't you? Yeah, a bit casual about it, weren't you? And then as the days go on and you realise that it's real, and it's still real, and in the morning it's still real, and the next morning it's still real, and then you come to Bradford and it's changed in front of your eyes, is hard, isn't it? So that's why I wanted you to meet these guys, because they understand, and we're all a family, aren't we? And that's the point. Yeah. I realised some things young, but I had no one to talk to. Then I went to sleep. So you went back to sleep, did you? I didn't know that, Captain Rankin. I had no idea about that. And Chant, you see, he became affected at 15. See what I mean? So thank you. In Chant, that's absolutely brilliant. And I'd like to...
Yeah, same time as you, wasn't it? 15.
Yeah, I was 15, but that was back in the 80s for me. That was back in the 80s for me. But yeah, I was about 15 when it happened to me. So, and obviously I didn't know then. I just thought I'd misremembered. I just thought I'd misunderstood something. But I would really very much, as you were that age in Chant, I would, if you wouldn't mind at some point, I'd like you to come live on here. You don't have to show your face. You can always do it without the camera on, and talk to Ryland a little bit. That would be really good. And share your own experiences of what happened to you at such a young age and how you dealt with that. So, yeah. And, yeah, what age are you now? Voynich is asking that. And, yeah, what age are you now? Because I'd really like to know that in Chant. And, yeah, I mean, I was the same. Like I said, 15 in the 80s, had my first changes, but then ignored it all. And actually, from being Mandela affected, I've realised over the years there were quite a few things that changed, but I never realised it. I never took it on board, which is something we do. Oh, hang on, new comment. Pick it up. Yeah, there we go. Oh, you also had a head injury. Whoa. Oh, thank you so much, Enchant. I really appreciate that. Really do appreciate that. And yeah, what age? Oh, you're 90. He's only 19 now. I take it are you a boy? I'm sorry, I'm saying you're a man. I'm sorry. I don't know whether you're a girl or a boy. I can't tell. My glasses are on. You've got a very, very small. Can you see? Is that a male or a female? I feel bad. I'm so sorry.
But it's kind of small. It would be easier.
Yeah, I can't.
Well, get a computer. It'll be much clearer. When computer's fixed.
That's something else.
Stream on that. My lovely computer.
I agree, Captain Rankin. All that we all need fluoride. It's good for our teeth, but it's really, really bad for our pineal gland. We weren't really told that bit, were we? That was a bit they missed out. And also, I've been trying to fill. I mean,
Oh, yeah,
I've been trying to fill you with 30 years worth of my research, haven't I?
cramming it in.
You know, it's really, really weird. And yeah, I really like hypnosis may be involved somehow too. Oh, I'd like to know more about that as well, Dawn. I'd like to know more about that too, because I
Wow.
mean, I've got a wide open brain for any kind of any suggestion, any thoughts, anything that you've got that you can enlighten us with and share. I'm all about that.
I mean, everyone's on the screen anyway, so
Yeah,
it is possible.
yeah,
Anything's
yeah,
possible.
yeah. Now we know it. Now we definitely know anything's possible, don't we? So yeah, I'm sorry, I'm reading Captain Ranking. I can't speak, and yeah, I'm going to Dawn. I'm definitely going to go and have a look into that. Yeah, yeah, they use embedded frequencies in broadcast signals. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. You see, I mean, the thing is that he already knows things like this. He's 13. I think he's been here before, quite frankly. I do, because I mean, you take on board some things that adults don't even know. A lot of adults don't even know, and I'm not talking about the Mandela effect. I'm talking about your interests in general and the things that I mean, I've suggested the things that I suggest that you watch. I would never have thought of. I would suggest to a 13-year-old, but you can
Yeah, I
take it on.
watched 1984
84.
and Apple's trailer from 1984's
Yeah,
weird.
point just saying you were here before many times. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Captain. I agree. Maybe so. Although I seem to have learned bugger all. I might have been here before, but I know nothing. So yeah, I recognise the man inside that boy. Yeah, I love that. See, Voynich, you'll love him. He's absolutely great. He's from Holland.
Yeah.
He's a Dutch man and he's absolutely brilliant. And yeah, I agree. I love that. I really do love that. Listen to Kate Bush Experiment 4. Ooh, I shall. Jellyfish sprites. No, I haven't, and I will. We need a notebook of things to research, don't we? Because after we finish doing this, it takes a while for the live chat to
Yeah.
actually come on. So going back and having a look would be good. Well, we forget many things when we come back. Yeah, yeah.
Reincarnation.
It's all the hidden. Yeah, I agree with that, Dean, about hidden frequencies in the music. I agree. Yeah, yeah. See what I mean? The everybody here all has. We all learn from each other. That's why I want you to be involved. That's why. I, I mean, I do feel a bit bad because, like, your mum doesn't know, and I do feel bad holding it from her. But we have to hold being Mandela affected from her. So therefore, and I can always, quite frankly, I can always fall back on. Well, I'm sorry, but his granddad said I should. So yeah, it's really difficult. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, Captain Rankin, you just said, Ryland said that the other day about keeping track of everything. Now, I mean, at first I was
Yeah, it's one of
doing
the
that.
primary ideas, but that seems to fail when
Sometimes your words can change, but it
Yeah.
doesn't mean that they always will. So maybe we will get you a book so you can write down what you've seen change now. Do you know what I mean? That kind of thing. Everything that you've seen change up to now, you can write it and log it in.
I mean, I
And
would
when you
put it
did,
in a text file, but you
no,
can't
you're
trust.
better off. No, you're better off writing it on a piece of paper in your own home.
Yeah.
Anything like we all know. I mean, when I first got affected, when I first realised, I was taking screenshots of the change in the skull all the time. But then they all kind of merge into the latest one, and you can't use it anymore.
Yeah.
So and that's taking a screenshot. So your phone changes, your things on your phone changes, anything digital.
Well,
I mean, having said that, books, Bibles in your own home and print change. But yeah, I'll get you a journal and you can at least write it.
It's
And
kind
then,
of hit and miss with
Yeah,
changes.
write it in script, don't change.
Mm.
Right, good. Okay, thanks, Voynich. Yeah.
Mm.
And I agree with that also, Captain Rankin, about the theory that they killed Buddy Holly and the like. That is a reason to leave it all behind too. Yeah, yeah. You have a great handle there, Lord Frybread. Yeah, um, so since I first told you about reality blending and then told you the examples,
Mm.
and then you found out examples of your own and told me,
Yeah.
which just that blew my mind because I didn't really expect that when you came up with you. What about the Monopoly Man? The Monopoly Man, Gran. I'm like, oh my God, you're telling me one. You're telling me one. That was an amazing moment for me.
Mm.
But ultimately, it was the beginning of a bit of a weird path for you, wasn't it?
It's a beginning of new doors.
Yeah,
Anyway.
but I'm glad you're starting to see that you'd like that.
Mm.
Because, like, don't get me wrong, having a cry and getting frightened and being worried about it is perfectly normal. We all go through it. It's just that your handwriting has even changed before. Yes, Lisa, I've heard that. Writing has changed on me in my research. Right, Hazel. Yeah, I'd heard that some people had had that problem, but you've got more chance of it actually staying for a bit longer if you can actually read what you wrote.
And out of government's prying eyes as well.
Yeah, and out of the government's prying eyes. You see, I haven't done this. I have not made him like
No.
this politically. It's just in the blood. It's just in the blood. What can we do? You can't fight it. So it's so what am I saying? You see, it's going really quickly now. Yeah,
You
I
can
never
scroll up
think
and
I'm
down
losing my
anyway.
mind. Some sort of protection. Yeah, no, I don't feel like I'm losing my mind as such. I just can't cope with reality changing sometimes. I mean, we all go through that.
It depends on what kind of mindset you have. If you take a logical approach, you're most likely to break down anyway, because everything that you know is scrambled.
See, I love that because I'm more emotional than logical by a long way. I think we can all agree. Anybody that's ever met me can say that. I do have logic, but it's kind of a bit idiosyncratic to myself. I'm just going to turn the light on because we're going darker and darker,
Yeah.
aren't we? So you talk to the guys about whatever you like.
Oh.
Somehow that would help. Oh, don't tell me the light's gone.
No, it's back.
We're fine. We're back. Right, I'm just going to bring the bottle to cigarette. Right. Obviously, he's not quite at the point of just talking on his own yet. So how do you think you would have felt if you'd have seen the changes before? Before.
I would have shrugged it off.
Yeah.
It would have been nothing. Anyway.
Yeah, like I said to you, the same thing. I mean, I saw changes for a good 3 years, maybe a bit more, before I realised that it's a thing. It's a thing, and I managed to do that without any problem whatsoever. Oh, and adrenochrome. See, we've talked about that, haven't we? Adrenochrome. I told you it's the one where it makes them look young.
Oh.
Yeah. So there's he was talking about that. It's okay, kid, you're doing fine. Yeah. See, yeah, Enchant, I definitely want you to talk to him. Find it out. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Enchant, that I agree. See, he doesn't know properly yet. I haven't really got into that, obviously, because he's only 13. There's certain things that I don't talk to him about yet. But being Mandela affected is something else. So I know, Captain, isn't that also really, really, really young, isn't it, to know about all that stuff? Oh. Oh, you actually beat off an entity, Captain Rankin. That's amazing. That's amazing. But then again, that's made me think recently, we've seen a lot of captured on film,
Mm.
shadow people and things. Are they just people in a different reality? That's what I'm beginning to think.
One of
You
those
see,
blend people.
no, when you see, no,
No.
not like, because I was talking about Bill and Melinda Gates, and I
Yeah, and
think that,
Elon Musk.
yeah, being blended reality people for me, who the hell they are, I don't know. I never knew them until a few years ago. No, it's not in a blended reality sense, in a never having been here sense.
Well,
Although a blended reality
yeah,
sense is the same thing.
yeah.
I'm just out talk myself there with
Are
nonsense.
those people who actually couldn't get through? Is it?
Yeah,
I mean, it's a
yeah,
bit of a long shot, but
it's as if it's too weak. Do you know? It's as if we're only getting the shadow of it. It's too weak
to pass through.
yeah, to actually be a solid. You see, you can see things like loads on CCTV and things where they capture people like shadow people walking and what have you. Is that just in a different reality that hasn't quite manifested properly yet? That's what I meant, really.
Mm,
I think, as in blended reality, rather than people from a reality that's
right.
blending with ours. It's not. It's as if we're getting the shadow of another reality. Maybe that's what it is what I was thinking. You know what I
Nice.
mean? So, yes, Lisa, shadows overlapping realities.
Mm,
Yes, that's what I think. Yeah, yeah, and I think that the other realm is just close to us, and I agree with that as well. Yeah, I wouldn't want to know at his age. Yeah, enchant, you're right. Yeah, I don't think he really does now. And quite frankly, I'm 55, and I don't want to know either. And then on the other hand, I'm glad I do sometimes. It's that chicken and egg thing. I mean, I wish I didn't know, but do I really wish I didn't know? No.
mm,
Something, in reality, I don't wish I didn't know, because it's happening. And at least we've got a
mm.
heads up. I think we're being shown it for a reason. Yeah, 2020 might just be the year, Voynich, I agree. Yeah, Pizzagate. Yeah, I mean, I was trying to talk to friends of mine about Pizzagate the other day, and have you heard of Pizzagate? They're like, no. I'm like, oh my God, these people are so asleep. Now, I don't expect my grandson to know about Pizzagate, but I do expect my adult friends. So,
Mm.
enchant,
I'd be
bigging you up
surprised.
massively. Wake, awake, awake. You are. And for a reason, clearly. For a reason. So, yeah, I feel part guilty and part yay because a member of my family is actually affected. And we all know how amazing that is.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
Yeah,
grab a drink.
yeah, please do. We all know how amazing that is. That's it's just enchant. It is very, very real. You're right, and scary, and scary. What's the all demon position? I'm sorry, I've missed things. I don't like missing out on what's occurring in the chat, to be fair, because that's what I do this for, so that we can all talk to each other and get together. We need it.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody would like to pop on with us, you're perfectly welcome. If you'd like to pop on with us, just let me know, and I'll put the link in the chat, and you can come on and have a chat, because that's what it's all about. The live links are all about talking to each other. It's different from when I make a video.
Sharing information.
Yeah, it is. It is very much so. And it's the fellowship of being with people like yourself that are like yourself,
We are no one if
Yeah,
many.
I know, I agree, Enchant. I agree exactly with what you're saying there. How could they be so blasé about it?
Yeah.
I agree.
Ow.
Everything. People that they just don't care. They just don't care. It's a sad world we're living in. If it doesn't affect them personally right there and now, they're not interested. A vast amount of the world are like that. But then the Mandela effect comes along, and there'll be a time when everybody will see it. I'm sure reality's changing for a reason. And like I said, we're being upgraded. We're being upgraded. And like Rylan and I are, well, not coming to terms with, but it's like we've realised that we don't even come from the same reality.
No.
That's, we come from a different country, the same country, but it looks different. And that's really weird. But we are still ourselves and the same relationship with each other.
Mhm.
So that's all that counts, really, I think, for me. You know, I come from Scotland. I come from a Britain where Scotland has not got a massive bit of the top of it off, and Ryland comes from a Scotland where it's always had a massive island at the top of it. So that's a different reality, but yet we're the same people. It's a bizarre and amazing thing.
Yeah.
A bizarre and amazing thing. So,
Back.
be back.
That's what this is. Oh,
Yeah.
never mind. Never mind.
You hear about the dark web, Hillary? Yes. Oh my God. Yes. Yes, I have. Yes. Enchant, I have. A friend of mine, somebody I know, has actually seen it. I don't ever want to see it. And from what she said, she didn't want to see it either. It's disturbing just knowing it's real. It's disturbing just knowing that's real. So we've got a lot to contend with. We've got an awful lot to contend with what's going on in the real world and what's going on with reality changing and where it's leading us. And, you know, I'm just glad that I've got you. I really am. I can't tell you how important it is to me to have you. Well, first of all, just because I love you because you're my grandson and you're ace, but to be Mandela affected as well just gives it a different level. I mean, we weren't any more close before I told you this, were we? With the same closeness, which is good, but we now share something. We now share something that's pretty wild, and I'm glad I've got you to talk to. I really am. It's much selfishly, it's much better for me, and I feel bad saying that, but it is. But I also maybe, you know, I was thinking maybe I was meant to tell you because you're going to see anyway. I mean, seeing the Monopoly Man, you would have seen the Monopoly Man and wouldn't have been able. That was one of the ones that you would not have been able to pretend you'd not seen.
I mean, it looks weird with the outer monocle. I mean, it's a banker. It's supposed to have a monocle,
Yeah,
kind of thing.
exactly. And we had a good laugh at the debunkers saying that we that we're misremembering it and mistaking it for the Planters Peanut guy. I mean, we're British.
Yeah.
Who the hell's the Planters Peanut guy, Matt? Do you know who he is, Father?
It's either a supplier of peanuts or it's some sort of what's it called?
It's a logo, isn't it? I think.
I
Yeah.
think
We're just
know.
guessing because, quite frankly, we haven't got a clue who the Planters Peanut guy is. It could be the man from Del Monte. Do you know what I mean? Because it's not. We don't have a Planters Peanut guy here in Britain, but we do have a Monopoly Man, and we had one with a monocle, and now he hasn't. So there we are. Yeah, and the thing there, agreed. Some of us walking around do not have souls; they're truly other. Yeah, and they can't be in our families. And you're right, Captain. You're absolutely right. And it said that in the Hopi prophecy, didn't it? And you were quite
how people don't have souls.
Yeah, some
I
people.
think I think it's more along to the AI terms. People who can't have babies and stuff, that I feel like they will end up with robotic children and stuff like that, because it seems to be walking on the lines of making people who can't have babies look after a child and making people, and it's all mumbled, but it's what I'm trying to get out.
Yeah. I get you. I totally understand.
And
Yeah.
obviously a computer doesn't have a soul because it's all mathematical based anyway.
Well, that's it. It did say that there will be people out there that would have no soul, and there'd be people out there that had lots of souls in them. I mean, it's like, whoa. So it made you think about it made us think about IVF, didn't it? And you know, because it said in the Hopi prophecy that those people are made unnaturally.
Wait, hang on. Did you
look at that? Wow, the man thinks. Yes.
No.
Isn't he amazing? Isn't he amazing? He really is.
Wait. people who have many souls and the cloud. I remember that
Yeah,
about the
bit
cloud
that,
and
yeah.
how all AIs are linked,
Yeah,
and that's.
we had that conversation,
But
didn't we?
that
about
doesn't get to the many souls bit.
No, because
No.
AI doesn't have a soul
Yeah,
as such. Yeah,
but oh, it's a bit confusing.
it is. But then the Hopi prophecy
Well,
said that it's a bit confusing because it's about
mm,
reality changing. So we're even trying to make sense of that, aren't we?
yeah,
You know what it's like. We try and make sense of everything. But isn't he amazing? Because the things that he thinks, and it's not, you know, it's like bouncing ideas off you guys. It's the same sort of thing. We're talking on the same level. It doesn't matter that he's only 13. You know, he's given me inspiration and made me
mm.
think of things in a different way, you know, just by
It's
chatting.
it opens doors, and there may be doors that you don't want to open, but you have to open them anyway because they're there, and you can't move forward unless you open the doors.
Yeah, like you're in a game. I get you. Totally. I totally get you. I mean, for a while, I mean, the Mandela effect kind of happens to us, whether
Mm.
we want it to or not, and whether we knew about it being a thing or not. But I do think it is how you deal with it that matters. And thankfully, with having each other to talk to and bounce ideas off in our
Mm.
little family community, that's how we've learned. So, I mean, we've learned so much more. We didn't realise at first that we weren't in the same reality at the same time. It's only
Mm.
by talking to each other. And Hazel Fiver brings out amazing videos to show the changes. And then sometimes that, oh no, that's been my forever reality. And you know, that's how we got to know that we weren't all living the same reality at the same time.
We live in mixed
Yeah,
realities.
we do. Although online we do.
Mm.
Online
Not.
we very much do. But we also do, because I said, like my friend, I've got friends in Britain that have different reality to mine, and I live in Britain.
Mm.
You know, so it's weird, isn't it? It's all very strange.
Oh
And
yeah, the fact that you told me about Law was not made by Nescaf, it's made by Dow Egberts.
yeah,
That was weird. And well, what next? Yorkshire tea is going to be made by Dow Experts
yeah,
too, by the
yeah,
looks
yeah,
of things.
absolutely. But that's it. You actually had to look, didn't you? When we
Yeah.
were, you had to pick it up because he said, no, I remember it had the Nescafe logo on it, and I made a video about that,
Mm.
about it, about products being changing, being made by the same product being made by different people. So much so, I even told you about like Elon Musk and his SpaceX.
I don't
It
like Elon Musk.
it actually used to be uh, Richard Branson used to be SpaceX in my reality where I come from. There was no Elon Musk, and it wasn't. I think it's now Virgin Galactic or something shit like that. But it wasn't. It was SpaceX. It used to be Virgin SpaceX where I came from, and there was no Elon Musk, blended reality person. So, so I don't know. I mean, but online, it's through talking to each other that we realise that we aren't all sharing the same reality at the same time. Things
No.
change, things flip flop about. You know, it's there one minute, it's gone the next, and then it's back again. It's like I don't know. It's but talking to each other is the only way that we can actually get through it all.
Mhm.
Yeah, I remember Branson's activities. To be honest, it was only it was Richard Branson was the only person that was ever any ever anywhere near being anything to do with like NASA.
Oh,
Nobody else
yeah,
was
yeah.
going had anything was anything like NASA, had any space program. There was the odd weird professor that sent rockets to nowhere that crashed to the earth. And I mean, when I say rockets, I mean like ones that you can fire out of a pipe in your back garden. Or Richard Branson, who was going up in like hot air balloons, and he's making his first, you know, spacecraft to go around the world, you know, in the lower atmosphere, in the middle atmosphere or wherever he was doing it. And yeah, hi Super Cheryl, hi Cheryl, hi Cheryl, and yeah, it's all bizarre.
Mm,
And it's hard to believe anything anymore. We were talking about that as well.
yeah.
Where we are passions, it's very difficult to get excited about our passions when
You can't really talk
they and they
to anyone else.
they change. I'm mad about genetics. How can I talk about genetics when I'm in a body I wasn't in yesterday? Do you know, you know, it's like what? I can't do that anymore. I can't talk about biology because what is biology now? I don't know. It, I saw that Me and my friend saw the fallopian tubes flip flop right in front of our eyes. Some of them had only literally heard about the Mandela effect 5 minutes previously, and it flip flopped in front of their eyes. So, no, reality of the reality of no reality is a bit hard to get your head around.
So it's almost like it's unstable.
It's very unstable.
And
but like we were talking about, the thing that gets to me is that there are physicists out there that actually predict it. And then why aren't they jumping up and down with excitement? You'd have thought they would be.
Well, they're too scared, to be honest.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because this contradicts everything that they've learned. So they won't be jumping up and down, would they?
No. Yeah, space tourism, there was a lot of that going down, but it wasn't. It was a million miles away from reality. When I say reality, I don't mean reality as we know it, which we don't. Oh, you can't even say it anymore, can you?
No.
Sorry, I forgot my ashtray. Yeah, so you spend quite a lot of your life like that. Like, it's like, what next?
Yeah.
It's waiting for what happens next, isn't it? And where it's taking us to. You know, I mean, I cannot believe, quite frankly, they're building a space wheel.
A
space wheel. I mean, as in a space station that's the shape of a wheel, Dawn? Is that what you mean?
Not a wheel that goes up into space. I wouldn't think that was a thing.
Do you know what? I cannot believe that people actually believe that Elon Musk fired a car with a dummy in it, and the dummy is driving.
No, the G-force is way off the scale. Yeah. Unless.
And it was topless. It was a topless car.
I don't.
How can anybody believe that?
And what a waste of resources as well.
And didn't he say that it's like, it's that fake, it has to be real? It looks that fake, it has to be real. No, it looks that fake because it's fake.
I really do.
How can anybody think? You mean what do you know? I mean, we all. To be fair, I don't really believe in any space anymore anyway. But the forces to get that rocket in the air with a car on the back and just a dummy, in a spacesuit strapped in with a bloody just his seatbelt on, and people actually believe.
It sounds like a government ad for like to wear your seatbelt.
That to me says that people literally will believe anything in this reality. They literally will believe anything.
Yeah, it's like if you put like, you know, you have astronauts at the top in the pod. It's like if you put that sideways and just went.
Yeah, there we go. But people believe it. Literally believe it.
He acts like Elon Musk acts like the friendly billionaire.
Yeah, he does.
He's not. No billionaire that I know is friendly, and I don't even know any billionaires.
No, but you know of them.
I know of them, yeah.
I know, I like that Captain Rankin mockery. Elon must be on drugs to be able to say that with a semi-straight face. You're not wrong. To never let anyone call him a conspiracy theorist. That word was invented to stop us thinking outside the box. Enchant, we've been there already, believe me. We've been there already. Yeah, we talk about all that kind of stuff. We really do. But thank you for backing it up. That's basically what I wanted him to come here for, was so we could see what you guys think and how you guys feel about stuff. So yeah, but no, it definitely doesn't look real.
Yeah.
Flying beer cans can cut through stainless steel exoskeleton, so people will believe it yet. I'm sorry. I know Elon was pictured with Ghislaine Maxwell. I know that, but the elite, we really do need to talk in chant. We do. You're not wrong. Lord Fry Bread, I love that. Pay a group in a room, they will cheer at anything. Yeah, you're so right. And the boy knows that kind of stuff already. He does. But yeah, it's being awake is hard. Being Mandela affected is harder. There's no two ways about it. That's why we all need each other. That's the whole point of having this fellowship with people, talking to other people. It's the only thing that keeps us sane, quite frankly.
Mm.
So have you got any questions?
No, not really.
What? The world's changing, reality's changing, but there's no questions from him. Not a question. I think there's loads of questions. Just can't think of any.
Probably not, because I'm in front of a camera.
It was why earlier, wasn't it? Your
And I
your
know
main
the
question
exact
was
number
why.
of people who are
Yeah,
watching.
Yeah, there's
a whole 19.
19 people are watching you now, so you can't think of a question. Surely not. No, your question earlier was why, wasn't it? You
Yeah.
just kept saying why, didn't you? And we have no answer to that.
No.
We really have no answer to that. We have no answer to any of it.
And government
honest.
suppression's quite big. The government loves suppressing people, and it's depressing.
It is depressing.
And you can't say something that way because it doesn't follow their guidelines. And if it don't follow their guidelines, you're wrong. And it's sad, to be honest.
Yeah, it is. It's massively sad, isn't it? The fact that, I mean, anybody in any authority, especially when they're talking about the Mandela effect, just disregards it, disrespects it, and like misrepresents it. Everything about that's been written about the Mandela effect is always about it's a misremembering, and yet we're all misremembering the same sort of things. The JFK
shooting where there was 6 people
in my
instead of 4.
And I was watching Everybody Hates Chris, and they had one of those where they do a parody of, well, they did a parody of the shooting, and there were 4 people in the car, and I hadn't told Ryan about the Mandela effect at that point, and I just said, what episode's that? And he must have thought, why, Gran, you nutter? Why would you want to know about that one? But I couldn't tell him because I wanted to go back and film it for you guys to see the residue of 4 people in the car. But obviously, there's that many episodes in Everybody Hates Chris, we was never going to find it again. And I couldn't say, see, now I'd be able to say, Rylan, that's a Mandela effect. What episode is it? And you'd say, it's this episode, and we'd go back when nobody's there. But when I haven't told you about it, I couldn't really give it large, could I? Well, I really want to know why there's 4 people. I want to film those people in the car on Everybody Hates Chris. I mean, I know I'm an idiot. I know I'm a nutter, but I don't need to be shown to be that much of a nutter.
Yeah.
So now at least I don't. At least I can say to him, "That's one. That was one." You know, when we're like with your family, not your family, my family. Oh my god! Oh my god! I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm your gran. I feel bad for you. It's a bit. See, we do talk about all kinds of different things. Yes, it does enchant, and it's the sort of thing that you see. He's awake like you'd never believe anyway for somebody of his age. But I'm trying to explain things to him with, like I said, 30 plus years of my own research that I'm trying to fill his head with him very quickly. I'm trying to fill him in on the Mandela effect, which affects there are so many different changes on so many different levels. It's really, really difficult to know where to stop and start.
Yeah, the Hopi prophecy's really on the level. I mean, it says about the end of technology.
It does. It says, yeah.
I believe that's just a solar storm. I believe, and how it says the sky will rain fire sounds like meteorites.
Yeah, yes, it does, and I've dreamt about that. That's the sort of thing I've dreamt about since I was a kid, and yeah, it talks about that as part of the end days in the Bible. You know, these sort of things have been talked about before. So they talk about reality changing, but the Hopi prophecy also talks about physical things that will happen to the earth. So yeah, the Hopi prophecy for me was the only thing that actually talked about reality changing and gave any kind of explanation. But it does also talk about other things that makes you question. And you never stop questioning, Ryan. You just never stop questioning. The more you question, the more answers you get. Just lead to more questions. So
questions equal answers, and answers equal questions.
When did you first notice changes? John, do you mean me? Um, for me, I actually first started. My first changes were in the 80s that I didn't realise were changes, and over the years I've had a few without realising it, and then obviously the big 2014, 15, or whenever it was that everybody started seeing changes. I was the same. I was seeing them, even though a lot of people from the Sagittarius arm, the Milky Way, I'm from the original Orion. Lisa, for example, is from the Perseus arm. I never even thought about people being from the Perseus arm, being Mandela affected until not long ago, when somebody, Richard Parker, I think it was, mentioned that to me. And I was just saying to you today about Lisa, wasn't I?
Yeah, yeah.
I was talking to you today about Lisa being from the Perseus arm, the Milky Way.
And my first change was the game and the Monopoly Man.
Yeah.
That was my first change. But my first physical change was my town hall changing.
Yeah, yeah.
And then that massive smoke tower.
Yeah, because you went to the shop, didn't you? And came back
Yeah.
and said the town hall had changed.
Which was a bit weird.
Because it suddenly got a weathercock on the top of it that wasn't there before. And you came, but you were able to at least come back and tell me, weren't you? That's a good thing. He'd seen it, knew it was a change. But then the other day you were telling me that you were getting dual memories of things.
Yes. My mind, it thinks, and it's like taking a half upload. You get two memories of the same thing, but with the slight differences. So my mind tries to push myself towards that. Yeah, I know it's not there. Like,
is it trying to push itself in one way or another?
Yeah,
between one or picking one or the other,
and it's kind of just stuck in the middle.
Yeah, I think when that happens to me, then I go, I'm not sure. That's for me. It's an I'm not sure moment. I don't think other people necessarily treat it that way, but that's how I deal with it. I just give it, right, well, I'm not 100% sure on that, because I only take, for me, my own personal changes are when I 100% know it's a change.
Well, I know that tower, that smoke chimney was 100% not there before.
Yeah.
I mean, they couldn't make a smoke tower
from the Victorian ages.
For no apparent reason.
Yeah, I mean, I know we've all been on lockdown apart from builders, but they haven't gone back in time and built a Victorian chimney in the middle of nowhere. So tomorrow we're going to go and find that.
Yeah.
We'll go and find it and investigate that a bit more.
Surprised you didn't see it first.
Well, you're a bit taller than me, so I couldn't see it. And it's only when we moved further around that I could see it. I went, oh no, that one there. I could see it straight away, because I'm going, what can you see? And because he's a bit taller than me, I couldn't see it. And it's a huge tower. It's a huge tower, so we'll go and have a look. Yeah, and I agree, Lord Frybread, it is sometimes more than two. It is sometimes more than two. Yeah, I mean, I personally think there's at least three realities all blending, but then certain buildings in my hometown have changed at least 4, maybe 5 times. So I'm no answers anymore. No answers anymore. Yes, he very much did. We know the Monopoly Man had a monocle. Cheryl, you're not wrong. Not utilising the current goldfish memory method or rulebook answers by the academia when the actual thought is spurred. Good. No, I don't care about any rulebook. Rulebooks can go out the window now, can't they? You can toss the rulebook out the window, because none of that makes any sense anymore. Absolutely not. And I mean, there is a difference between having, not remember. I mean, I'm a 55-year-old woman. Of course, my memory's shit. You know what I mean? Of course, I'll forget what I did this morning. But we're talking about anchor memories. We're not talking about. If we're talking about anchor memories, things that we had seen for a long time, known for a long time, that change, and that's how we know it's the difference between me. Not, you see, for instance, your granddad, when I'll tell him something and he'll say, oh, don't remember, can't remember, you know me, remember his shit, and it's his answer for everything because he's not affected. I'll say, when did that change? Oh, I don't know. Oh, a couple of years ago. Oh, you know me, I've got a shit memory. Now, I've got a shit memory, but I remember the anchor things. Sorry, are you all right? I'm sorry, my grandson's just injuring himself. You all right, love?
Yeah, fine.
Okay. It's fine. No need for the ambulance, thankfully. Yeah. Is it? You're joking me? Between Russia and Alaska was like 1,000,000 miles away from Russia. No, well, obviously not 1,000,000, but oh, at least you draw the monocle on. Yeah, all your kids say had a monocle. See, Dawn's children are saying that he had a monocle, and Lisa's saying she just draws the monocle on. It doesn't look right without the monocle, and I still can't get over how that Alaska's only 50 miles away from Russia. That's crazy shit. Yeah, they are enchant. They are memories that are ingrained into our brain. I mean, I actually, during the beginning of lockdown, I had a massive craftathon, and I made a sign to hang on the wall, and it said that memories are the anchor of our soul. I made a video about it because it suddenly hit me that you guys are now part of my soul. You're part of who I am, and that's just crazy, isn't it? Memories are the anchor of who we are. That's why we remember. I think we're all going to draw them on now. Do you know what? Do you know when you're in a shop and you see a box, the game? Let's all draw the monocle on it. That is a fantastic idea. Let's do it. Every time I'm going to do it, I'm going to carry a pen around with me, and every time I see that box, I'm going to draw a monocle on it. Let's do that.
I'll probably get arrested for vandalism.
I don't care. It'll be worth it. Let's do it. Let's set a worldwide put the monocle back on the Monopoly guy. Let's do that.
Is that the thing?
Yeah. Let's do that. Let's have a movement and put the monocle back on the Monopoly guy. Not movement. That's what I want to do. Oh, I know, Cheryl. I mean, Rylan and I were talking about how physicists that actually predict this happening aren't jumping up and down with excitement.
I know.
They should be. I mean, I want to write to them all and ask them. You know what I mean? Not long ago, I can't remember what his name is, a physicist who was talking about different worlds that exactly explaining this. And yet he's very silent about the Mandela effect, and it's actually happening. And nothing. It's like tumbleweeds. But then they care more about their reputation. And if he actually started talking about the Mandela effect, proving his point, excuse me, you can guarantee the powers that be, the elite of the science community, would have none of that. Would have absolutely none of that. Yeah. Oh, do that as well, Faith, Hope and Love. Wanting to put the O back in cup noodles. I get you. Do it. Yeah. Sicily is right on top of Italy. But yes, it was. It wasn't on top of. It was. And in fact, Rylan is half Sicilian.
What was that?
She was saying that she remembers Sicily, but it's now right on top of the boot of Italy. It didn't used to be. It used to be a big gap further away. Now it's like Italy's boot, and there's Sicily kind of over the top of it. Again, the geography changes just mess with your mind, don't they? So yeah, I think let's be drawing the monocle back on the Monopoly guy and put the O back in cup of noodles, and let's add the extra E to Febreze. Correct turmeric to turmeric. Let's do some Mandela correcting. We'll make the world notice because they start realising people are drawing random things onto things. We're going to start tomorrow.
Yeah.
We're going to go and find a Monopoly, and we're going to draw the monocle on it, and we'll video it so you can see.
And get arrested.
Yeah, and then Brian I'll have to take the rap, obviously, because your mum will never let me speak to you again if you get arrested. Getting arrested for drawing a monocle on the Monopoly man. Come on.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. It really wouldn't surprise me.
Hang about. Where's there no bridge? You're going. Oh yes, go do it. Go do it, Vicky. She's going into Walmart with a Sharpie. At the ready, girl, at the ready. I think we should.
Mm.
We'll make them bloody notice. You know what? Let's get in the Congleton Chronicle. Let's get in the Congleton Chronicle by.
Let's make the hardest thing ever.
Yeah.
Get
Well,
into the
yeah. The
Congleton
thing.
Chronicle.
Yeah, but the thing is, really, is that that's no good because they'll know it's us.
Yeah.
Because they've got like cameras.
Unless we use the mask
I
to our
reckon.
own
I
advantage.
think we don't do it in the hometown, which is very small. Let's do it here, where it's bigger and we're not likely to be noticed. Everybody knows who we are. We can't do it in the hometown. Us walking into B&M with it, like with a Sharpie, drawing on a monocle. You just think we know the people in B&M's.
Like a couple of shops in the whole.
Yeah, I know. We'd probably be noticed. I mean, I would get arrested for it. I wouldn't mind getting arrested for it personally, but I can't get him involved, can I really? Not yet. Yeah, turmeric. Yeah, turmeric. And it is. Lisa, like the pastor was reading the Bible and correcting himself, I showed that to Rylan.
Wineskin.
I showed that to Rylan.
Wine bottles.
I reached out to the pastor. I reached out to him and he told me it was a hoax. And I said, what, you corrected your own Bible? It's a hoax. So I feel really bad because I actually felt bad for him. I felt bad for him because it must really have freaked him out. But no, he was still calling it a hoax. And I said, you know, I'm reaching out to you. I've seen your video and where you corrected your Bible and that we're a very loving, caring group of people here. And we're here if and when you need us. And then he's like, the Mandela effect is a hoax. And I said, but a hoax that made you correct your own Bible. You know, not heard anything since, but I did reach out in a positive way, but he's not having none of it.
Yeah.
He's not having any of it, Lisa. He's not having any of it. But I felt sorry for him because he was that anti the Mandela effect. He ranted on about it being the cult of quantum and everything. I mean, he knows that little about the Mandela effect that he thinks that we all think it's quantum, and we don't. We don't. We have a mixture of different beliefs of what it is and what it isn't, and some people think that they know what it is, or that most of us know we don't know what it is.
It's a match.
Yeah, it's a pick and mix. I like it. Yeah, Costco did used to be Costco, Cheryl. You're right. Didn't have the T. They took the T out of Sketches and put it into Costco. And letters have been added all like. There's a place here called Foster Square, but it was called Forster Square. It was actually spelt Foster Square, but pronounced Forster Square. Well, now it's called Forster Square, and it's actually spelled Forster Square with an R. They're just adding letters to things and taking them out. And it was Joel Osteen, and what an arsehole that man is. And you're right, but it's now Osteen, and it was Osteen. You're right, for me, definitely. Use your mask for something beneficial. What like? What
running around and putting monocle on Monopoly.
I get you. Oh, thank you. You see, he's my brain. Yeah. That's it, right.
It's the great advantage.
So get the mask on.
Get the mask some shades on.
I'll put a wig on. I'll put a wig on. You can. How are we going to disguise you? You still look like you with you. I still look like me with a mask on, to be fair.
Yeah.
Although I don't do a lot of watching them. Yeah, Costco flip-flop. We have lots of flip-flopping. Chick-fil-A was Chick-fil-A. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. You're quite right. Thank you. God, you guys are great. You really are. Thank you. I really, really appreciate you being here. I do, and this is why I wanted you to be part of it, Ryan.
I need more sleep. I'm hearing Windows startups and stuff.
I did as well then.
Windows pop-ups.
I heard something. Yeah, I did. I heard that. We haven't got Windows.
No.
Where's that come from?
I mean, they might have a computer upstairs, but...
No, he's got the TV on, he's not.
No, I don't know. I mean, even if we actually...
Well, he could have a computer upstairs, you're right. We'll go with that one. That makes more sense.
I mean, even if I had a computer with Windows on, I'd soon scrap it for Linux anyway.
Yeah, we know. Yeah, he's really clued up. He's really clued up. I'm so proud. Yeah, he's getting a download. I agree with all your Remy's super. Yeah, 1966. I'm 1965. Do you know what, Lisa? I've never seen. Only seen the Flintstones the Flintstones change online because it was the Flintstones. And yeah, one of the realities that there was no T. It was the Flintstones, which doesn't make any sense because
No.
it's all about rocks and rubble and the
Flint.
cake. And flint is an actual stone.
Yeah,
Flynn isn't a stone.
The
Barney Rubble.
Flintstones.
Barney Rubble, but the Flintstones.
Okay.
Doesn't make any sense,
No.
does it?
The Flintstones, everybody.
Oh, and what about Looney Tunes?
Oh,
Looney
yeah.
Tunes. That's one for you,
That's
isn't it?
weird. Yeah, a couple of, well, it was ages ago, I was like 3. I remember this perfectly because it was the day that I got the Harry Potter scarf.
Harry Potter.
Yeah. I have these Looney Tunes t-shirts, and it was Looney Tunes, not Looney Tunes. And I remember because I was spinning round and I had to use one of them to cover up my scar because it was bleeding, and then I went to A&E. But yeah, it was definitely Looney Tunes.
Yeah,
Tunes.
it doesn't even make sense, does it, Looney Tunes?
No.
It doesn't even make any sense. So, wow, we've been on for 1 hour and 11 minutes already.
Yay!
Time goes absolutely nowhere, doesn't it, when you're talking on here? Again, if anybody would like to pop on with us, you're quite welcome. We'd love to have you on. You don't have to show your face. You can always
have it on mic mode.
You can always cover it and just have it on mic mode.
Yeah.
On mic mode. Because after all, that's what it's about. This is what we go live for, is to talk to each other. No, what's the 60? What if I miss with the 66? Because I mean, I'm obviously 65. Oh, the 66 is you. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm such an idiot. Of course, the Super Cheryl 66 is because she was born in 1966. I'm so sorry. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with me. How could I not have got that? Didn't understand what the hell was going on. Eventually, the penny did drop, Cheryl. Yes, eventually, the penny did drop. So no, it's not all old people. Then we now know.
Yeah, it's many of us.
Yeah, of different ages. And now my grandson is Mandela affected with me, which, like I said, I'm glad of, and I'm not glad of in equal measure. It's great and crap in absolutely equal measure. I don't like it, but but for me, having somebody else is just. Thank you, Joey. That's really kind of you. Great show, bravo. Thank you. Yeah, we just.
No, thank you for watching.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's kind of
for being here.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just like us in our living room talking like normal.
Talking to no
well,
one.
we talk like this all the time anyway. To be fair, don't we? We talk rubbish and ridiculous.
Yeah.
What I'd like to do really is just have it set up and then us just sit down and talk and do what we do.
But instead we're using these backless stools.
But I want to be able to. I want to be able to interact with people, and if we sit too far away, I've got no chance of reading anything.
But neither of us.
And it's about interacting, isn't it? That's the whole point. So, Chris from South Jersey. Are you from South Jersey? From any chance, Chris? Has that moved at all? Are you in the same place? Is Jersey where it always was? Has that moved? I mean, obviously the South hopefully is still the South and pointing south, but the way that to be fair, the way that the magnetic force is going at the minute, the magnetic field is moving about all over the place, and the North Pole, I don't even know where it is anymore. It's that busy jumping about, so we never know. We never know. No, I agree, Faith. That would be much better if you could just click on people's icons and go and, because you could just easily go and sub them. Yeah. They took that away. Why? To stop us being in contact. Do you know what for? It doesn't make any sense to me. There's no real reason that should have happened at all. So, no, I wouldn't be surprised either, Chris, because I mean, I was just, I mean, as you're from Germany, you're going to understand what Britain looks like, and for me, Scotland just had the top of it come off not long ago, and it's now got a big island at the top of it that never was there. But my grandson, he comes from the reality where that's always been like that. So yeah, the map's changing so very, very much.
Dawn has a grandson that is 11, about 3 years ago, and he said mirror, mirror on the wall.
Yes.
The normal version.
Yeah, that messed you up as well, didn't it?
Yeah, the normal version of mirror, mirror on the wall. Magic mirror.
Yeah, Enchant. I don't know whether I've actually covered that with him yet, but I have covered it with other people. You know, other members of his family. Have you been involved when we talked about
those
70 genders?
Are you that confused? Is broccoli on the list?
Yeah, you identify as. There are 70 genders. It's like, where did they come from? Yeah, I identify as a sock. It's like, what?
Yeah, it's really stupid.
70 genders. Unbelievable. Ooh. Yeah, and the real version, Dawn, did you see the video I made about how distraught I was about watching Snow White? It's not the same film. I've actually told my friends not to watch it again. Don't watch it. It's that upsetting. It's nothing like the original. There's no hi ho. It's off to work we go anymore. Mirror, mirror. I mean, you even know that one. Everybody knows mirror, mirror.
On the wall.
Magic mirror, my arse. No. I mean, to be honest with you, that bit, because I already knew about that coming, I wasn't really that bad with that bit because I've actually seen it that many times online. It was the other things that I hadn't actually seen yet. A bit like today with Baloo not wearing the bra.
Yeah,
when he's singing.
I
just stopped it and I went, no.
And I get the reason, but it was so
it
funny.
Was. I started, what's the matter, Gran? He hasn't got a bra on. And then the lunacy, the ludicrousy of having said that sentence. He hasn't got a bra on. But no. It was Dawn. It's not the same movie at all. It really isn't. It's not a movie anymore. It's disjointed, it's not right. The characters don't look the same. Oh no, it's hideous. It's hideous. That I would not have loved that ever. It's just no. It's not mine. It's not my reality. Oh no, I'm fine, thank you. You sit on Marilyn Monroe. Sitting on the cushion, Marilyn Monroe. There was, what was the other one? I was just going to say there was another thing that you brought up, but we talked about the cushion now, so I've forgotten what it was. Yeah. There was something that you brought up that was. It's gone.
Was it the point where the more significant events are more likely to change?
Right, Ezekiel's wheel. Right, okay, warping space-time. No, the Berenstain Bears. I mean, we're British, so we never had that, but we can still see enough residue to realise.
Yeah, there was quite a bit.
Yeah, well, you mentioned the Berenstain Bears to me after having watched the videos, didn't you?
Yeah, about some YouTuber that I watched had this Mandela change, and he's just a gamer YouTuber.
Yeah.
It's a bit weird that happened, and it's out of the blue, really.
Yeah, you actually got to see it on a gamer's channel, which is just weird, isn't it, to say the least?
Yeah, my recommended.
I mean, if you'd have found out about the Mandela effect and not known I was affected, would you have told me?
Probably not, no.
Even though we talk about things like consciousness and things like that, and the meaning of everything.
Most of my YouTube's conspiracy theories and old computers and new computers and gaming.
Yeah, but you'd seen that. Talking about that, would you have told me?
I don't know, to be honest. I would have had to be there.
Yeah, I kind of get you. Yeah.
I'm not too sure myself, to be honest. I'm not too sure if I would have wanted to know, to be honest.
No, I get that. I do get that. Yeah, this has happened, Gran. What do you think? And we go, oh yeah, welcome. No, but the thing is that our own, well, put it this way, the day after my husband suggested that I talk to Rylan about the Mandela effect, I said to him at the time, I can't, he's too young. The day after, Rylan starts talking about the meaning of consciousness, right? this is just the sort of thing we talk about anyway. And he brought up the subject. So he brought you started it. You can't blame me. You started it, bringing up consciousness. Oh, we stopped. Right.
There
We
was an
lost
error.
connection briefly. We're still here. I think we're
on.
still here. Yeah, they can still hear us.
Ah,
we're
there
here.
we go. There
Yeah,
we
we're
go.
here. I'm
We're
sorry
back.
about that. We lost it.
Video.
We lost it briefly. Can you remember Ezekiel 23:20? No, probably not. I'll try to, because I need to go and look up about that definitely. Yeah, many see it scares them, so they dismiss it. So yeah, Rylan and I, we talk. This is the sort of conversations we have anyway about the meaning of reality and consciousness. And
Life.
so I was already.
Like
I mean, while we've been having those discussions, I was already slipping things in about the Mandela effect without really mentioning the word Mandela effect.
Like that walk where you told me to look at everything.
Yeah, look at everything, right?
I didn't actually know.
Of course, you're not going to know what I mean. But you brought up consciousness the day after your granddad. And we know fine well that it's actually our consciousness, which is us, that makes me, and you, that is travelling through the realities, regardless of what body we're in, or indeed what reality of country we're in. Is your back hurting you?
Yeah.
You mean I'm the old lady and you're the one with the achy back because you sat on a chair with a stool? The 13-year-old's got a bad back because he sat on a stool. We may have to bring it all to an end for today, I'm afraid, because we don't want him wearing himself out. In fact, I think we will bring it to an end today. We've been on for 1 hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the update with us. Thank you all so much for being here as always. I really, really appreciate the ones that are here in the live chat with me, and for all of you that have not managed to get to catch it. Hi, especially to Joel. I'm so sorry. I've told Rylan all about you. I mean, you're 15 hours in front of us in Australia, so God knows what time it is with you right now. I'm so, I do want to. He's really good. Joel's lovely, and I want him to come live again soon too. But I'm definitely going to be. Thank you so much, Captain Rankin. I really, really appreciate that. But we're going to be doing more of these things, obviously, and we're going to be. Ryan's going to help me get a laptop and set it all up so I can actually. We'll still be talking to you like this. I'll still just be talking to you, but
it'll just be on a better camera.
Yeah,
and we won't have to worry about the frame kind of situation.
And if we want to show them evidence of something, we can like screen share, things like that.
Which is much more
which
easier.
is much better than what
we're doing with
me.
Now.
With me trying to add links that come on way after, because somehow YouTube won't let me actually add a link at the time of posting, which really is frustrating. So thank you so very much for being here, everybody. You've given me loads of food for thought. Again, I've got loads to go and research and have a look at, which is the point, because that's what I do every time. Every time anybody leaves me any kind of information, I'm straight on it, finding out about it. So we'll get back to you guys about some of the things that you've chatted about, the Ezekiel wheel and things, and we'll be back with you all soon. Thank you so much, Cheryl, everybody, Captain Rankin, everybody for being here. Really love you all. Lisa from the Perseus Arm, my love to you all. Until next time.
Au revoir.